Good morning to everyone. Today we are going to see about force and motions. Introductions. Sir Isaac Newton, his law of motion 300 years ago started still use them most situations today. The basic idea Newton thought is the motions caused by force, which is easy enough to understand. Next, the force. The boy is kicking a ball, the force. The fly, the air, the motions. The force is a push or pulling. Next, the force is push or pulling, kick a ball and fly into the air. Before falling back down to the ground, that is an example of everyday force. And the force is a push or pulling action that can make change, move the change direction or change shape. Next, force and movement. When a force act an object, it often make it move the faster different directions, and one sometimes is moving, carry and moving by all itself unless and another force stop it. When a rocket blasts into the space, you need a force to make it lift and off to begin with the overcome of the force of the gravity. The rocket, the space, the carry on moving by itself until and unless another force stop it. Next, the force is two types of force, and turning force and sticking force. Turning force, it takes the force to make the something and moving the different way, and the include of changing directions and something is moving by speed stay and the same. The turning force of, for example, the running champion go to the ground and circle the on the boy. So running the boy and apply to the four different directions and different turns and apply to the force. The force is called the turning force. Stinging force. Force make things move, but they also bring moving and things to a halt. The roll a toy. The toy is roll the many times of the force is called the stinging force. Force that change shape. The force is change shape, the change material and material with different direction of the different change. So the for example of plastic, the larger paper of clip use the elasticity to metal and to spring back to the space. Plastic, put it take off whatever the space of the use push into. Elastic and plastic. The ring pull is the catch it a little bit of elastic, but if you push and too far, it cut into the can between the casing the permanent plastic change of the space. Next, motions. Motion is a change in positions of an object over time. Motion is described in terms of the displacement, distance, velocity, time and speed. Newton first law of motions. First law of motions, the ball is rest the positions not apply to the force, and the object of the rest and remain the rest and unless a net force act on it. The next ball is apply to the force and motions will remain motions unless and net force act on it. Next, second law of motions. The boy is applied to the force and push a trolley. The less the thing of mass and speed increase the accelerations of the motions. And the second picture, the boy is applied to the force and trolley and moving the trolley and many more of thing and mass and the less acceleration speed the slower. So the motion is called the second law of motions, Newton. And third law of motions, and when a force act an object there are equal force called a reactions acting in opposite directions. The law is sometimes right hand actions, the reactions are equal the opposite. The boy is the actions and opposite the reactions time. So the motion is called the third law of motions. Motions, the three types of motions. The first, the linear motions, and linear motion, the object move the one position to another position to either the curved direction or the straight line. The linear motions is here two types of linear motions, and rectilinear motion and curved linear motions. Rectilinear motions, the route take by object in a straight line. The boy is box to the force apply and box is moving the straight line. So is the rectilinear motion of the, for example, And second, the student is march past students, they go straight line to the move and the directions, so is called the motions, the rectilinear motions. Curvilinear motions, and types of curvilinear motions is with the example car moving and curved the road and ball kicked the boy. So the for example of curvilinear motions, the motion is cycle taking a turn on the road. So revolution of the earth around the sun, the birth followed the javelin through the athlete. So the for example of curved road, the car is moving directions, so the motion is called the curvilinear motions. The boy is kicked the ball and the ball is a curved direction of move, and the motion is called the curvilinear motion. Next, the rotatory motions. In object move is such a that every point of the object move about a fixed axis. The motion is of object is called the rotary motions. The motion is for example of rotary motions, and is spinning a tap and axis. The rotations in the earth and its axis. For example, the fan is moving the curved directions and rotatory motions. So is the rotatory motions called the motions is rotatory motions. Relations between force and motions. Force and motions are deeply interconnected with each other. The force is called applied to the change positions object connecting the time resulting the motions. Isaac Newton is law of first and discovered relations between force and motions. The force, there come three conclusions of force and motions. Force and accelerate the object. The force can declare the object. The force can change in directions the change object. Next, the conclusion, the whatever the direction of the object and direction of the motions, the speed of the object increase of the whatever the opposite of the directions, the motion is speed decreases. So the force and motion is called the direction of the object. Thank you.